Hello everyone, welcome back to SNES Super Stars here on the SpeedGaming Show. I'm MrCab, and we are going to play Rockman and Forte. And soon we'll get to figure out exactly why Mega Man's standing in the dark here. But that's later. First we have to deal with some robots, right? So Rockman and Forte, otherwise known as Mega Man and Bass, only got a Game Boy Advance release in the States, but it's definitely a Super Famicom game. This game actually came out very, very late in the SNES's life cycle. PlayStation 1 and Mega Man 8 were already released. So that's where a lot of the assets of this game came from. We have no E-Tanks, so we're going to have some fun, and we're going to learn a lot about how to count how many hit points you have left. So without further ado, let's keep the marathon moving and get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. I love it when someone says, let's go, and then there's a cutscene. So, what's going on? We finished Mega Man 8. Some robot king is attacking the robot museum for some reason, getting data of all sorts of other robots. Slide button, work for me. I need to be able to talk and slide at the same time. Come on. I don't know why the robot museum is full of lava, but we are here, and we're going to just keep going. So beyond that, I mean, we have a kind of very Mega Man 8 styled sprite set here. Music is just absolutely gorgeous for this whole game and everything else. And okay, we made it. We're gonna just damage boost through some spikes. So right away, we're doing some fun stuff. Compared to Mega Man 8, Mega Man's slide in this game is amazingly fast. I'm gonna chicken out of this jump and just take it normally here. Talking at the same time as gaming sometimes is hard, but our charge shot still great. Ugh. No rush and back boost because we're fighting the wind. This is the only windy screen like this in the whole game. It's kind of annoying. So we're here. If you know the game, you know what's coming. If you don't know the game, Proto Man has this amazing scarf. It works indoors. And he's going to fight King for us. You know, the game's over already. We've got King here. It's over. Proto Man's got it. It's over. It's not over. So a running theme of this game is that Proto Man is just going to get completely owned. And we will have to deal with things. Man, museum. I like that in chat. Museums in 20xdx are way cooler than modern museums. That's totally true. Go visit your local museum. Alright, so this is the Jello Devil. That was the Jello Devil. Our late game robot friend. So our stage select is only these 3 stages. Very interesting stage select in this game. Just hung out on the screen there so you could see it a little bit more. As we defeat the first 3, the second set of 5 kind of opens up. So there is a weakness route we can take here. And we're just going to go ahead and do it. And we're going to open up with, ugh, what are we doing? We're being bad at the video game. We're opening up with probably one of the best weapons across the whole series in Iceman and the Ice Wall. Cold Man. This is Cold Man. Cold Man has an ice wall. Don't ask questions. So this stage, I mean, we've got some movement. We got these falling ice platforms. Like a lot of things in Mega Man game, we want to jump and get them. Marathon safety, we're going to get that 1-up. Not actually needed, but, you know, never hurts to have an extra 1-up in a marathon. We get to fight Frosty the Snowman here. I don't know if he has a name. Someone in chat probably knows if this robot has a name. As far as DPS goes, right now, this is it. We're just firing lemons. Half charges don't do anything for us. Full charges are good, but they take a long time to build up. And that's a checkpoint. Okay, we got a slide jump. Good. I want to move a little carefully through this room because if I fall down in those spike pits, I just can't jump back out of them. Iframes in Mega Man be damned, you just can't jump out of them. This screen is also a little dicey. They give us the ice wall pushers from Frostman stage in Mega Man 8. Whew, we made that jump. That's the fast way of making that jump. You have to get pushed by the ice wall or you won't make it. You're intended to ride on top of some of the ice blocks, but that's slower. Where are my compact discs? Question in chat. What's up, Eldra, by the way? So in this game, there are actually some collectibles around that contain lots of fun facts and trivia about the Robot Masters you fought in previous games, including even Mega Man 5 Game Boy. Yes, I have to plug that game whenever I can. But they don't actually kind of respawn on a new playthrough. So that was Cold Man. We're going to jump against the right wall here because in Mega Man 6 it reduces lag, and in this game it does absolutely nothing, but I like Mega Man 6, so... Cold Man, if you missed that fight there really wasn't much to it. Just hit him with a lot of charge shots. He pushes an ice wall at you. At half hit points, he starts releasing those clouds. We haven't talked about the cloud enemies yet, but if you get caught in them, Mega Man gets really slowed down. You can't move. You have to mash jump a lot. It's one of those kind of enemies where it's really just there to be a hindrance to you. As promised, 2 new stages open up. One of them here, Burner Man. Burner Man, probably one of the 2 worst Robot Masters to have to fight across the entire series if you don't know what you're doing. By the way, the other one is the 8th robot in this route. So you get to see them both. Isn't that great? So we went to Cold Man first to get that ice wall. We went there for a reason. There's an ice wall, and it's a nice little platform. We're going to start jumping through floors. That is a fall-through floor. That wasn't a clip. But the ice wall is this amazing platform that we're going to use throughout the run for all sorts of interesting things. And yeah, I can never get the bottom frog. I don't know what's up with that. All right, timing. But up. See, if I say but I can do it. But up. If I don't say that, I won't be able to do it. It's just a thing on my part, but yeah. The devs don't really intend... They intend you to ride the ice wall. They intend you to figure that part out. They don't really intend you to jump onto it in midair. So we're going to use that for a lot of fun as the run goes on. Let's take out that Gutsman. Dr. Wily's obsession with Gutsman continues. This room looks scary. Jump, slide, jump, slide, jump, slide, jump. That last one gets everybody. We have the giant telly room now as well, where that telly, if we let it stay on the screen, it will start dropping giant fire bombs. That's a lot of instant kill fire. We don't like that. Oh my goodness. So we just want to get out of there. It looks bad, and I did say that Burner Man is one of the worst robots if you don't know what you're doing. I hope I know what I'm doing. Okay, we're going to shoot. Wait. That wait's important. That makes his iframes run out, so he takes more damage from the spikes. Shoutouts to But Up. It's true. I like Mega Man 6. I do. I'm sorry, chat. It's a good game. You should play it. Even though it's not a Super Nintendo game, and this is SNES Super Stars. Now, I don't know. I'm sure somebody's playing Mega Man X this week. I'm mentioning that for no reason as I get the wave burner. This version of the Fire Wave is a little neater in that it kind of has an underwater function. This is definitely one of those situations where I'm sure the devs are thinking, they'll never expect the water guy to be weak against fire. We got him now. Okay, but, you know, the game's old now. We figured it out. So we get this sort of like, I don't even know what to call this effect underwater. But we can definitely use that to push things out of the way in the water. There is actually a zip in the top part of this stage. If we went up there, you take a lot of damage. You either get it in the first try and you save like a couple of seconds, or you've lost time over going this way. And I'm not great at this game. Not that great. A mod in working definitely went and improved on Joka and Cleartonic's time from years and years ago. Not a couple of years ago. Brought the world record down a little more than 2 minutes from its previous place of a very low 35 to a very high 32. I think that's where it is now. We're just jumping along here to make sure we go on the spikes, so definitely like follow them. I'm just here pretending to know what I'm doing in this game. Gonna use the ice walls physics a little more here. This is a much easier ice wall jump to get started on. There, we're taking advantage of the fact in that jump in the long screen that the ice wall, when it forms, will kind of push Mega Man along because it becomes a solid object, which is something that definitely won't come into play later. This is Pirate Man. Pirate Man's going to lose a damage war. As long as you're not like actively trying to take damage at all the time, you should win the damage war with Pirate Man. As unintentionally I just did. Burner Man looked like a pushover. Burner Man is a harder setup with Ice Wall than it looks. Chad is actually right about that. Like, if you miss that setup on Burner Man, and I really hope we don't miss it later on in the refights, spoilers, it's a Mega Man game, then, oh my goodness, that fight's impossible. Like, it can be done, but Burner Man is a run ender for a long time. It's one of the few cases you actually have to learn the strat as the first thing you do in the speedrun. So, this stage, there's actually this kind of stage between the castle stages and the 8 robots where we kind of have to go into these rooms, and it kind of teaches us something about all the weapons. We get 100 bolts for our trouble in each room, bolts being the shop currency. One thing I want to point out here, if I walk up against this wall and I shoot, it doesn't work. If I hold forward, it makes it. So do hold forward there. Same thing for me shooting the mine through that wall in the remote mine room. You have to be holding forward to shoot through the wall. I don't know why I'm ready to split yet. I still have to go shopping. We love shopping. So this is where this run really picks up. We're going to get this little fireball weapon there. That is the counterattacker. We're also buying this one that I just got is the energy balancer, and the one with the spikes is the spike guard, so we have a safety hit on spikes. But the counterattacker, that's the interesting one. That's what we're really here for. The counterattacker makes it so that every time we do damage, if we have low health, we do an extra 2 points of damage. How do we know we have low health? Well, it's less than 7 points of damage. But Mr. Cab, I can't read anything in that meter of 28 units of whatever Mega Man's life is. So first of all, we'd have to equip it. Fortunately, Mega Man has this kind of heavy breathing, arm-grabbing animation when he's at low health. So you'll be able to tell whenever Mega Man's standing still, am I at low health or am I not at low health? And how do we get to low health? Well, there's a lot of enemies in my way, so let's just make sure we're getting damage boosted backwards. Like a lot of Mega Man games, Mega Man gets knocked backwards no matter which way he's facing, no matter which way the damage comes from in this game, so look backwards to get knocked back into the path the enemy came from. Mega Man is already breathing there, so I'm not going to take another hit. We're going to go down because we don't lose control until we're on the ground. We're going to shoot that mine there. Do a little damage as that mid-boss gets into the wall. That's a dead mid-boss. Good job. So you might be able to tell, you might not be able to tell, that we're doing a lot of extra damage to enemies now. It's not taking like one or two, not taking a ton of shots to do things. We're doing a lot. These are fall-through platforms. They're also, I guess, fall above platforms. I don't know. So there's a gimmick here for the next few rooms where every time you destroy one of the silver totems, the wall kind of, the spike ceiling lowers down more and more. We're not going to do that puzzle. We're going to take the shortcut there. We're going to get that one up. We're going to shoot this ice wall here. This screen, you can see those moles destroying the floor as they jump up through it. This screen is a pain unless you do that. You do need to have the counterattacker active, otherwise those moles take more than one shot, and you have to shoot a lot more to do that. Here's Ground Man. Ground Man, also a pain, but every time you get hit with a remote mine, he gets knocked out of the floor. Always make sure you've got a lot of room between him and you, just in case he decides to do that tank thing in your direction. Whoa! Okay, no. That fight was a lot easier. It looked a lot easier than it was. It's very easy to miss him, and then he pops out of the ground and he fires this drill spread, which we're about to see, you know, because it's the weapon we get from him. And it can cover a lot of ground, and when you come in here with basically no hit points, it's very easy to take a death against Ground Man. Ground Man, the second sort of gatekeeper of this run, after after Burner Man, even if you're not going for the strats. That can just be painful, trying to win that fight. So, Mega Man 8 fans, I've got good news for you. It's just a kid. It's Tengu Man. And I know I heard it earlier during the Ninja Turtles run. Everybody loves auto-scrollers. That's my understanding of things. I'm not going to question it. So the orange balloons will pop shortly after Mega Man lands on them. Don't stand on them. Again, we don't specifically need all these 1-ups. We do need one. We do need to make sure we keep an extra life, I should say. That's not scary at all. There's a second player. You saw the character select screen of this game. You can play as Bass, who has a double jump. You get half as many balloons for that with Bass, because the developers had a sense of humor. I don't know. Whoa! What is that one doing? This is another place where you can go under if you shoot all those birds, and it saves about a second. It's also highly risky, and then you get to play an auto-scroller again. This room and I have a relationship that I don't really want to talk about right now. Okay. So, like I said, Tengu Man stage. I like Tengu Man stage. I was getting at earlier, this is a game where you kind of have to know how much damage you're taking at all points in time. Because... Get off the screen! You have to know how much damage everything does, so that when you get in a situation like that, like, do I have to kill this enemy, or can I get hit by this enemy? You know the answer. And then you have to be able to kill bosses with 1 hit point. Here's Tengu Man. Tengu Man's a pushover. Every time you push the attack button, the drill starts breaking up in half. And so there's 4 tiny drills on the screen. You want to hit him with the big drill because it does the most damage. You also then want to get the drills off the screen quickly so that you can fire the next drill. I'm not scared, you're scared. Okay. So yeah, a lot of the game from here, and this is where this run is actually terrifying. You're basically running the entire game at low health. And then you're also afraid of getting drops that put you at higher health, because then some strats just don't work if the counterattacker isn't active. That's not to say you can't speedrun this game without the counterattacker. You can certainly do like a damageless playthrough of the game and still be fairly effective. You just kind of have to be ready for it. So there's our first couple of uses of the Tengu blade in this game. It's kind of meant to be this little swipe attack that creates like a little claw hitbox in front of you, but it also fires this projectile. We're not going for the fast strat here, but it also has kind of a dash slide mechanic to it. Clown Man. I forgot to talk about Pirate Man being a sad song. I'm sad now. Anyway, here's an ice wall jump. That's actually required tech for Mega Man. Not that specific one, but we will have to do one of those before this runs over. There are strats for that last pit that save the entire weight that we did by doing that against really much longer swaths of open pit and chasm there. And it's terrifying. It even requires a damage boost to boot. I'm going to take that health. 1 hit point is totally enough for a Rockman and Forte battle. It's true. We did it. We didn't do it. So we're going to use our Tengu dash there just to get through those enemies. Those enemies like to shake you down and make you lose all of your hard-earned bolts, so we don't like them. So watch the enemies in the background. Alright, I actually want that health. This is the climb. All those spikes do 1 billion damage. Oh, we really don't want anything to do with them. Mega Man has some extra health here. That's fine. Magic Man, after that terrible climbing section, Magic Man is a pushover of a boss, as long as you have his weakness. So fortunately with that one hit, we went into low health. Magic Man gained health from us there, so if he hits you with the magic card attack, actual name, he will steal health. So he got himself an extra hit. He slowed us down. It's a shame. Magic card isn't really a fancy weapon in any respect. It's kind of a classic boomerang weapon. The best thing about it is it actually shoots up, which does come in handy. It does not shoot diagonally, though, so we get kind of 3-directional fire with it. Being able to shoot up is nice. Being able to grab items across pits is nice, and through walls is nice. But it's nothing too fancy. There's Astro Man, keeper of the Yoku blocks. Back boost. Oh. What am I doing? I'm going down here. More of this Tengu dash, which is nice because you can go through smaller enemies. Joe is not a smaller enemy. Whoa, what? Okay. Okay. But up. I told you I could only do it if I say it. So, we also get to play Simon in this run. There is a setup to clip here, but that one's a trickier one that I can never get right. So we're just gonna eat the time loss of playing the game. Don't worry, we'll try and skip the next one. Oh my goodness, we didn't hit the spikes. I'm not asking questions. Deep breath, Cabby. Still got a few hit points here. I don't really want to take another big hit. The Mega Man 3 floor chompers can certainly deliver a lot of damage, and you can take the hit there and still catch this cycle of Yoku blocks. Wait for the blink. This one moves fast. The classic jump straight up one. So when the blocks are all next to each other, playing Simon's great. This one, easiest clip to set up in your life. You see the lines in the background? Mega Man's fist is against the third one. Hey, we did it. Shame. So we're going to shuffle our deck, get the magic cards out. I always played red back in the day. I don't know about anybody else here. I don't know why I'm mentioning that, because this is a Mega Man game. Anyway, here's Astro Man. Much easier to fight than his Mega Man 8 counterpart. Immediately gets hit. Counterattacker makes that fight a joke, because with the 2 extra points of damage, we only need to hit him 7 times instead of 14 times. There's a lot of patterns we didn't even get to see in that fight. None of them are especially hard to deal with, but they're annoying. He does actually make clones, much like the copy vision attack here, and you can destroy those with magic cards. One of those little things about this game that a lot of people don't even realize for a long time. Thanks, Papat and Shield Dragoon. I see you out there. We got to Burner Man earlier. I mentioned Burner Man is one of the 2 worst robot masters in the history of Mega Man. Dino Man's the other one. It doesn't look like it for a long time. And there's a gotcha here. And again, if you know, you know. That's why we got the Spike Guard. Note to self, buy new Spike Guard. So, haven't really talked about it a lot yet in this run, but of course this is a SNES Mega Man game. You've seen me using fast weapon swapping a lot. We do, of course, still have the pause menu. Whew, what? We can pause and... I wanted that ice wall. we can pause and switch weapons the old-fashioned way. There's a lot of weapons in this game, too, where you can fire buster shots while they're on the screen, as noted by the ice wall, primarily. So there's a lot of cool weapon mechanics going on here. You can always go back to Buster by pushing L and R at the same time. It's pretty standard SNES Mega Man stuff. So again, you see the lights on the wall there. We're going to get Mega Man's hand in there. Use an ice wall slide. Cool. This is not where I was at the beginning of the run. This is just another dark room section. I need to be careful because I don't have a spike guard. I'm just going to walk over here, wait for Mega Man to fall. There's spikes over my head right now. Yeah, that wasn't that hard. So, again, we kind of want Mega Man to get into critical health, but we don't want him to do it so fast that we can't play the rest of the stage. So with that, that's not too bad. We're just going to take some more hits as we go here. Those electrified enemies will do 3 points of damage each. Like I said, you have to know how much damage everything in this game does so that you know how to get yourself back into low health. Anyway, here's Dynamo Man, who charges himself up with that thing at the top of the machine, the top of the screen. And his attacks like to attack the copy shot there. So when he jumped back up to the top of the screen, he was trying to refill his health. And that's why he's the worst Robot Master. Clearly, we were able to deal with it. There is some glitch in this game that hasn't been explained to me exactly what triggers it yet. That sometimes makes it so that you can't destroy it for some reason, and you just get a new fight. And that's that. But otherwise, as long as you see it coming, you can deal with it. You're not supposed to, I think, be able to shoot it through the top of the screen like that, but we can, so we do. Otherwise, you've got to like kind of work yourself all the way around the room. He can do that more than once. The fight gets super annoying. So we have to do the last 5 of these. In a actual world record attempt of this game, we would not get one of these bolts. Not because it's bad to get, just because it's a free second or so we could save. Typically, it's this next one, the drill one, because we can shoot this thing all the way from the left side of the room, and the screw spawns all the way on the right. So, you know, just saves a couple of seconds, nothing huge, but especially in a marathon setting, or especially in a learning the run setting, take the extra 100 bolts. There's no reason to not get the 100 bolts outside of the slight time loss it takes to walk across the room. This game has a save system. That's what the top option is that we haven't been using this whole time. We're going to go shopping one more time. We're going to buy this item. We're going to talk about this item in about 20 minutes. We're also going to get the hypercharge, the quick charge, because who doesn't want to charge their buster faster? We're going to buy Eddie. There's no E-tanks, but we can still get Eddie. We're going to buy this 1-up because we can. 6 is plenty. That other weapon we got is, I believe, named the Damage Converter. It converts damage to weapon energy. We have to equip it, so we would have to unequip the counter-attacker to use it, so we won't use it for a long time. Let's see if we can do this. Let's see if we can do this. One more try. So at the very end of that, you saw Mega Man snap into the wall just a little bit. If I jump here, it doesn't work. If I use lightning. There are a handful of places in this game where you can make use of that ice wall to push Mega Man into the wall and do things. There's a lot more of them than we've been doing. In fact, there's a route that does a completely different Robot Master route just to use lightning more. Chickened out of sliding across things. But here we go. But up. Cool. We skipped a Yoku block puzzle. Nice. And again, we have to hold against this wall, hold right against it so that the ice wall spawns far enough over to actually get this kill. Cool. What was I talking about a second ago? Clipping. Okay, I need to do this. So the ice wall, I mentioned it in Pirate Man stage very briefly, that it can push Mega Man around as it spawns. There's not really a lot of consistent setups for making it work. Obviously, works enough that we do it. But you can get the ice wall to push Mega Man into a wall, and that's where the zips of this game work. Gotta kind of have to power through this screen like that. If you slow down, it's very possible for one of those slime drops to get in your way. And so I want to take at least one extra hit here. You know what? No, I think we're good. The big rhino does like 10 points of damage, and so it sucks. And now we're back where we started. In the dark, in King 1. Atenomino's got a little bit of a remaster here. Maybe. So the monkey will fire at the hologram instead of at us. We also have to keep an eye on the hit points here, because the platform gets dunked as soon as it runs out of hit points, and if you're standing on it, guess who's respawning at the checkpoint? This is King 2. This is the worst. This is a very long stage. It also is an exceedingly long load. All out. So this stage kind of got broken into 3 parts with 3 bosses, 5 bosses. There's bosses, and we're gonna have to deal with them all. So we have to kind of, again, right, manage our hit points, figure out what we're doing here, including taking that big hit. I don't like these enemies, so they're all dead now. Unfortunately, we got that health drop there, so we're gonna have to wait for that. Alright, let's see how the tank treats us today. This is an RNG fest of a boss because it's one of those bosses that only reveals its weak points every so often. That's what we want to see. We haven't taken enough damage! Okay, we're just gonna... We're fine. Okay. So I said magic card fires up and that's useful. This is exactly where it's useful. It's not exactly weak to this, but we wouldn't really have a better way to deal with that phase. Obviously, you can also attach a mine to it. You can use ice walls on it. You can do all sorts of other things to it. But that way just happens to work. We're all out of lightning now. This game, any stage, not just castle stages, any stage where you don't get a weapon at the end of it, you don't get your weapon energy back at the end of it. So we have to deal with that. Oh my goodness. So we have a lot of hit points all of a sudden. That's where our good friend Gutsman is going to help us solve this problem. Mega Man is clutching his shoulder. Good. So again, I want to point out here, I said this in Tengu Man stage, where there's only half as many balloons for Base to jump across the gap because he has a double jump. Base gets half as many platforms. Every other platform just isn't here. The platforms themselves are RNG. We have to manage all of this through the lag that will sometimes drop our jump and drop us into a pit in the middle of a relay. I'm not mad. And shoot drills at this thing. And the drill hitbox is kind of awful. And then the game will actually dare to give us the one thing we don't want, which is more health. And Mega Man's not gripping his shoulder anymore, so we've lost our extra damage. Don't want to hit the giant lanterns. I'm sure you've noticed by now those black out the screen. Once it dies, we can actually safely take a death. That is the one extra life we needed for this run. Killing the boss sets the checkpoint to the next area. I didn't buy a spike guard! Oh my goodness. It doesn't matter. It just means I don't have a spike guard. So the unfortunate thing about that is we don't have... we have a full life meter after taking the death. I mentioned there was one required ice wall jump in this game. That's it. If you're playing as Mega Man, you absolutely have to be able to pull off that tech. We're going to fill up those weapons here for some reason. So, here we go. Mega Man, don't make me look bad in front of all my friends. He's making me look bad in front of all my friends. We're actually going to put this on here. Just to make sure we get a little extra ice wall. And then we'll have to remember to put it back on. But classic, you get the first one and not the next one. Oh my god, we're gonna have a king fight. We made it. Oh god. That was like the last one. So that's a scripted fight. And Proto Man shows up to get himself owned again, but he destroys King's shield in the process, at which point we fight King, at which point Dr. Wily reveals himself as being behind King in the first place, re-brainwashes King, and we go to this room at that point. Everybody got it? Point is, we just saved a lot of time. Okay, I did put the counterattacker back on. A classic thing for me is that I will put on, again, the damage converter to make sure I have enough energy to get through that in a race situation. And then completely forget to re-equip it, the damage converter. Also, for some reason, on the last hit, King doesn't have iframes. So if he has 6 hit points left and you have the counterattacker active, go ahead and use your lightning bolt. The first one will do 3, and it will just kill him. The ice wall clips are just painful. I still didn't buy another spike guard. Some days it just sucks to be Mr. Cab's memory. I don't know. Oh man, what's going on here? But yeah. Welcome to Refights. This is a Mega Man 1/Mega Man X1 style refight stage, and that we just have a giant stage that has a bunch of robots in it. And we need to get the counterattacker active, so we're just going to go ahead and take damage from a whole bunch of things. We're going to very specifically take some damage from a couple of things. But up. That's not going to work. But up. That's not going to work. Yoku blocks are going to start on cycle here. Take note that this block on the right and that there were 4 on the bottom there. Because only 3 on the bottom. And then, wait, what? Put up. I knew there was one more. This is what happens when you screw up your ice wall jumps, people. Don't do it. I guess we do need all those extra lives. Oh my goodness. Get up. That was the good cycle. Welcome to the Wily stage, everybody. Put up. Hey! The run can continue. One thing, when you get into an Astro Man fight and you actually need to lose a lot of hit points to remember, or you need to lose a little hit points, the little orbitals only do 2 points of damage, but his body does a lot more. So another little thing here. Well, looks like we blew it. If you leave one of them alive, Astro Man will jump around the room a lot. We're still not at low hit points. So like I said earlier, the magic card only does 2 points of damage to Astro Man. So you really want to make sure you get into that low health state. Mega Man is not at low health yet. We must take a hit to get into low health because Dynamo Man is a pain. So again, the copy shot, you can use just the copy shot the whole time and it's fine. It also only does 2 points of damage. So really by opening with the copy shot, we kind of, well, the full charge shot, we're basically saving an extra point or two of damage because that saves a shot here at the end. If you try to cycle weapons off of the copy shot while it's active by pushing R or L, it will just despawn the copy shots. That's how we're doing that with that fight. I actually want some health for this fight. Pirate Man is kind of annoying. We talked the first go around here a little bit about there's a potential for a damage war, and you just kind of want to not make it. Let's see if we can get the sound. The most hilarious sound in video games. You do want to be a little careful with that. It's actually somehow possible to soft lock this fight. We found that out once. I think it was maybe here like a year ago. It was hilarious because I don't think we even really knew it was possible, and it just kind of happened. Good times. So again, Fire Wave can push things out of the way. That makes it cool. I actually want Ice Wall, but then I do also want some Lightning Bolts. Again, Burner Man. Burner Man has attacks that basically block your Buster Shot, which is why he's actually bad. Oh, God. Yep. If you lose that fight, it just gets out of control really fast. I kind of blame myself at this point for saying we don't need all those lives, but we're getting them anyway. Because now we are using them all. That's fine. Wait. All good. All good. How are we doing on lives? We got another 3. We're fine. This is Sissy Roll, our good friend from earlier in Magic Man Stage and Cloud Man Stage. He likes to jump around an awful lot. Come on. And if we just hit him a lot, he will always respawn down here on this side. Which works for me. Want more ice? Never hurts to have more ice. Cool. Let's take another damage boost here. One more for the road. Because we need to get back down to low health somehow. Speaking of Magic Man. That was Magic Man. Yeah, better to have them. So now we get Groundman. This fight again. Just as dangerous as the first time, unfortunately. I'm gonna fire that mine over there for no reason. Sure, why not? That room has a strat that involves having the counterattacker active. Once again, he needs to be active. And the drill split to full spread. And it generates all of the lag. And one day I might actually be good at it, but today is not that day. Go down the pit, Tango Man. So I mentioned two things over the course of this run. One, that when you're out of ammo, you can shoot buster shots. The other was that I got this weapon called the damage converter that I said I would explain in about 20 minutes, and I think that was about 20 minutes ago by now. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. So the Wily machine itself, fairly simple. If you slide under it, it crashes the ground. If you give it a little extra time, it fires a missile, which is about to become extremely relevant. So we're kind of looking at that end of the white, I guess, rocket exhausts. We want it right about there. We don't really want him to move further back. So we can shoot buster shots, and we can convert damage into weapon energy. Wait for the white to fade. We got that mine from the damage we took. Time. Splits. Be on the right split when I want you to call time. Then I look bad when the timer keeps running. It doesn't work out very well. That's a quick kill, though. The moment Wily has health, you can damage him. And kind of like Mega Man 7, you can use this to your advantage and hit him the moment he has 1 hit point for one damage, giving him 0 hit points, and the game says, "Oh, you did it!" And now we're watching the ending, the credits. Good video game. If you don't do that, you get a Wily fight, which, honestly, it's kind of scary, but with counterattacker and knowing that you can use lightning to give yourself invincibility through the attacks that hit a lot of the screen, you'll be pretty safe. Yeah, thanks for the GGs, everybody. I see a whole lot of the Mega Man crew out there. Certainly, if you're watching this later on the Speed Gaming Show on YouTube or something else like that, again, I'm MrCab55 on Twitch. You can check me out there or on YouTube. You can learn about this run on the classic Mega Man Discord. You can find us at megamanleaderboards.net. megamanleaderboards.net. That's where we hang out. You can get to the Discords through there. You might find some of the other ones along the way, like the Leaderboard Discord, the X Discord. You know what? We'll send you to the right place. Even the Zero games, we love those too. Just come on. We'll help you learn some Mega Man. We'll have a good time. It'll be a lot of fun. That's most of what I have, although there's one other Mega Man game you can learn about on that Discord. We don't talk about it much, but I'm going to talk about it in a few minutes. We'll see you soon. I'm waiting on Speed Gaming now.